Hi, welcome to this exercise. We're going to look at exercise 1, but more importantly, we're going to look at processes working with PYZO to make sure you don't have any difficulty. The first exercise simply wants us to display your name in a function called, say, name. Okay, notice when I write that in the file over here on the left-hand side, this hash character turns this into a non-executable line, i.e. it is a comment, a note, so I can fill my program with notes and they won't be run. Okay, very first thing I would recommend you do is in this video is to follow a bunch of simple procedures. The first thing to do is always save the name of the file you're in. You notice it says temp3 within chevron characters. Go to your save option by right-clicking it and give it a name. So we're going to call it P1 exercise 1. Okay, and this now gives us a saved file. The advantage of this is that as you proceed and you write more code, you want to always keep your file saved, because if your system crashes, then you can always recover the file and continue. Okay, so very first thing is we want to write a function. So let's do that bit first, and then let's talk about how we execute it and what we do to update the file and save the file. So to write a function, you use the def define a function keyword. So we're going to define a function, space, then the name of the function is say capital N name. Now for a function, you always follow it with a bracket, open and close bracket, and later on you will be putting things inside this bracket. For the time being, it'll remain empty. Then straight at the end of this line, you put a colon, the double dots, for those of you who've forgotten their grammar or are not familiar with their grammar. Okay, not the semicolon, which is a comma and a dot, the colon. Hit enter, and you will notice straight away the cursor is flashing along a tabbed in. So what this is this line is, we say, indented. Okay, if you like, it's tabbed. And that means that every line underneath the name of the function that is indented or tabbed belongs to the function. So what do we want to do? We want to display your name. So we use the print, which is the output display, open close bracket, inside the bracket speech marks and your name. I'm going to put Bob. I'm going to put Bob the Builder, who's a very famous children's character on UK television. Okay, so I hit enter and I've written my function. Now, how do I go about running that function? First thing to observe is, I don't know if you can see in the top left-hand corner, this is turned red, this name of the file. That means the file has not been updated or saved. So the first thing to do, always to do, is to right-click it, run file as script. Okay, so I'm going to write a series of steps here, which I'm going to recommend. So step 1, run file as script. This does two things. It saves the file. Well, it should save the file. And in this instance, it didn't. There we go. It saves the file. Do you notice it's no longer red? And as I'm changing, it saves the file. That's one thing it does. And the other is it updates PYZO and says this is the latest version. Right, so it tells PYZO once you run the file as a script. So you'll notice after I've typed that comment in, it's red again. So if I run it, that's updated it. And over here, you'll notice it will just run the script and it doesn't do anything. Okay, it just executes it. So it saves it and it updates PYZO. Okay, that's step 1. Step 2, when you're doing, when you've built your code, and I'm writing these instructions in the file for you to read, but I don't expect you to write them, is you go to the shell and execute the function. So how do I do step 2? Okay, so let's make sure we run the file as a script. It's now all up to date. We grab the name of the function and pay attention to what's capitalized, what's not capitalized, type it in, and always remember open, close, empty bracket. That's all. Then hit enter. And that has now executed the code. So there are a couple of steps here which will save you time in the future. Whenever you make a change inside your file, by running the file as a script, it updates it and saves it. It then means PYZO knows it's all up to date, you can then use it. Watch what happens if I don't do that. If I just change this back to Fred, say I change it to Fred, okay? And I come back over here, I haven't right-clicked it, run it as a script, okay? I haven't done that step 1. I'm just going to go straight to the step 2. This is often the thing students do, and I type in say name. What do you think it's going to write? Is it going to write Bob the Builder, which was there before, or is it going to write Fred? Put your bets on, go. It says Bob the Builder. But hang on, you say, over here it says Fred. Why are you not printing Fred over here? Because PYZO has not, although you've typed the file, you haven't told PYZO it's now up to date. And to do that, you always do step 1. So you right click it, you run the file as a script. Notice over here it says dum 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 dum, running the script. Okay, it should be all up to date. So now if I run the function and type it correctly, it says Fred. So the simple routine is always 2 steps. You write your code, you right click it, run the file as a script. It means that everything is now up to date, and then you can call the function over here. Okay, thank you very much. That's the end of the first video.